Manchester United versus Chelsea. This game was just a battle of the mids. And mid won in Manchester United, my team. To be honest, Manchester United were by far the better team. Chelsea had one or two chances, that was it. Cole Palmer, I've got to say, it was a great finish to send Onana sort of the wrong way, but the right way, if you get what I mean. Onana had no chance of saving it because he can't save a potato. But it was a phenomenal performance from United. I think we deserved to score more. I think our XG in the end was about 4, and we only scored 2 goals, which was crazy. McTominay, 5 goals for the season. He now has more than the likes of Nunez, £80 million. How much was McTominay? You know what I mean? A whole lot of nothing. He is, I was going to say carrot bag, but they're 5p now. McTominay now, 5 goals in the Premier League for Manchester United. I think he's our top goal scorer, to be honest. I actually think he is. It is crazy. But the thing is, McTominay doesn't actually perform that well. If you watch the game, the eye test, McTominay doesn't actually perform that well. It's crazy. But he just scores a goal every single time. Yesterday in the game, he wasn't that great. 2 goals though. It doesn't matter. If you're a bagsman, you're a bagsman. I'm saying, whack this guy up top. Menu back in midfield. I don't know why Menu didn't play, but fair enough to Eric Ten Hag. This is why you're the manager, and I'm sat here. Because Amrabat, the Moroccan booed Zidane. He was electric, fire, everything machine. He was crazy, which is mad because every other game I've watched from Amrabat before, he has been dog shite. He is. I'm not going to beat around the bush. He has been absolutely awful. He looks like he doesn't know what to do. He looks like a kid on the pitch. He doesn't understand how to play football. Useless. Chicken with his head cut off. Absolute potato on the pitch. But this game, he said, nah, different gravy. I think it helps that Chelsea were absolutely awful. How Caicedo went for 100 million? Mind blown. You know what I mean? Caicedo is worse than McTominay. He's worse than Amrabat. He might even be worse than Fred when we had him under Ole. Caicedo, awful. Absolutely rubbish. I am so happy when it was about 4 or 5 years ago when he was still in Ecuador or wherever he was in South America. We were close to signing him for like 10, 15 mil, something like that. I am so happy we did not sign him because he is rubbish. But Amrabat, let's give the Moroccan man his praises because he was unreal. We do not win that game without him on the pitch. If I'm being honest, if Maino was on the pitch instead of him, we might not have won it. Although Maino is brilliant, he gives a different dynamic than Amrabat. Wow, Amrabat finished with the most interceptions, the most tackles, the most duels won, everything like that. Hopefully, he can give us more of that because he was unreal. We are now 4 wins from the last 5 games. Although them games were like Fulham, Luton, Newcastle was the game we lost, and obviously we beat Chelsea. I can't remember who the other game was. I think it was Bournemouth or something like that. But 4 from 5 is great. And for how bad our season is, yes, we haven't been playing great, but we've been winning a decent amount of games. City are only 3 points ahead of us. The mighty City, apparently. I think we need to get the respect back for Eric Ten Hag. Because the disrespect he's had from the English media, the people on Sky Sports, the people on BT, these are I can't say that word, these absolute idiots on these channels saying that Ten Hag has been awful, but will give Pep his praises. Yes, Pep has won all this and that. Eric Ten Hag has done not much for United except win us a Carabao Cup. But Ten Hag has been here for 2 years. 2 years. Not even 2 full years. What more can he do? He's won us a trophy, finishes top 4 last year when no one expected us to. 3 points behind City. 3 points. United, we're, I think, 9 points away from the title, which we're not going to win it realistically. We're fine for top 4. But Chelsea, on the other hand, you guys are really, really bad. Really, 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 really bad. Spending 1 billion and you're still this bad. I never thought I would see a worse midfield than Manchester United. But Chelsea, take the trophy. Take the trophy. It's yours forever. Caicedo. Who was that one for the Enzo? They were both awful. I think United could have played their reserves in midfield and we still would have been better than them. Bring Tom Cleverley back. You guys were rubbish. Manchester United, it helped that Chelsea are awful because it made us look brilliant. We were tiki-takaing, we were passing it about, moving. I even saw Maguire drifting off on the right wing. I was blown away. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Onana didn't have much to do. With the Cole Palmer shot, you could say he could do better. But I think you've got to just say Cole Palmer's a great shot. He has been Chelsea's best player this year. It was a great shot. He dragged Lindelof away, hit it around to the other side. It was a great shot. It was beautiful. I can't fault it. Onana maybe could have done a bit better, but Onana's been shaky all season, to be honest. So we're not expecting much from him. Scott McTominay. Wow. How someone can play so bad every single match they play in and still score. I don't know how he does it, but the man does it. Wag the guy. Top of the pitch, please and thank you, because he will bag. Because Rasmus Højlund, we need to have a conversation. Because you need to start scoring some goals, my friend. We didn't pay 60 million for you to not score goals. What is it? 8-9 games now? Maybe even 10 games where he hasn't scored in the Premier League. In Champions League, different story because he's been pretty good. But if you're actually thinking about it, the Champions League goals he's scored haven't been exceptional. They've been nothing like where you've been blown away. I think maybe 2 of them tap-ins, maybe. I can't even remember too much. But that's the thing. You don't remember. They're nothing like exceptional goals. I remember Martial's goal from 2 weeks ago because of how good it was. A little dink round Pickford because of the composure from Martial. Because he's Henry, basically. Except a bit more inconsistent. But McTominay now has more goals than Nunez, more goals than Enzo Fernandez, Mudryk. Let me look at the notes because there's more. Martinelli, Odegaard, Foden, Saka, Marcus Rashford, Diaz. Just to name a few. Scott McTominay. Although Saka is the only one I can say fair enough. Because Saka has assisted so many times for Arsenal. And he's just been crucial. But everybody else, Scott McTominay has more goals than you. That's poor. Odegaard, Martinelli, Diaz, Foden. These guys are supposed to be the superstars. And you're getting outscored by Scott McTominay. I know we're only, 11 games into the season? But that's pretty embarrassing, to be honest. For you, Chelsea. You're lost. They got it down here. You've only got 19 points from 15 games. Talk about shite. Because I can smell it from here. Awful, you guys. Where are you guys now? 14th in the table, I mean? You guys are absolutely rubbish. You've lost 6 of your last 5. That is just awful. Although the win was against Brighton, there is just no words for Chelsea anymore. I'm being honest, Pochettino might be on the sacking block soon. I know Steve Cooper, they were saying after yesterday's game against Fulham, was it yesterday's game? Well, 5-0. Yeah, it was yesterday's game. 5-0. They might be saying Steve Cooper's getting sacked, but I think Pochettino's on the list too. I think Pochettino's on the list because the performances just aren't good enough from a Chelsea standpoint. I'm not a Chelsea fan, obviously, but I watching the game yesterday. I watched every Premier League game I can on the TV except the 3 p.m. games because they're stupid, but we won't get into that. We won't get into that because that's a different story. But Chelsea, they just look awful. Pochettino, he just doesn't look like he knows what he's doing at the club. I know they've had a lot of injuries, but you can't spend 1 billion in like 2 seasons. Have a squad of that. If it been 1 billion, could have got you Mbappe and Haaland combined. And look at their attack. They're running Cole Palmer, who's been great to be fair. Sterling, who was pretty woeful that game. Nicholas Jackson. He is rubbish. He is truly crap, Nicholas Jackson. Reece James was decent, but you didn't even pay for him. And Sanchez as well. Wow. I'm sorry. Robert Sanchez is rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Man United were pressing him so well. He was kicking it out the whole pitch. He is awful. I think Chelsea signed him on loan though. No, they actually signed him. That was Raya. Raya signed for Arsenal on loan. Listen, they're 2 Spanish keepers and they're both crap. You know what I mean? The true Spanish keeper is David De Gea, numero uno. But he doesn't have a job. Yet. But it's fine. One thing I've got to say though, from the game, I think my standout performers were Amrabat, obviously. McTominay obviously as well, but on McTominay, let's take away the goals from McTominay. He didn't play that well, but he scored. So he scored twice. So if you score, you score. I don't care. If you score, you score, but he didn't actually play that well. So, yeah. And the one thing I've got to say as well, The two wingers in Garnacho and Anthony have been brilliant that last game. Absolutely phenomenal. Anthony, I want to hear the praises as loud as the disrespect. Wow. The one thing I've got to say about Anthony, he needs to learn, please, how to use your right foot. Please, brother. The amount of times the ball's here, he's here, and he needs to turn here and shoot with his right. No, he goes back round on the left. Every defender knows what he's going to do because he only has a left foot. Bro, you're not Robin. You're not Robin. You need to use your right foot. Hopefully he'll develop it because obviously he's a young player. Big talent. But I really hope he can start using his right foot. Garnacho as well. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Marcus Rashford. I've got to say one thing to you, Mr. Marcus Rashford. As a United fan, I absolutely love you. You're Mr. Manchester. You're Mr. Manchester United. Manchester United, boy. You're supposed to be the star man of this club, this team. You're supposed to take the reins from Ronnie. You're supposed to be him. But you're now, 25, 26, and this is just not working, I think. Last season, we saw what you should be. But every season, you're just inconsistent, man. It is... You're losing your place. Ten Hag, fair enough for dropping him because you have some mad balls on you. I love it. I absolutely love it. You can't drop stinker after stinker after stinker and not get dropped. I love it from Ten Hag. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. But how you're losing your place to, what is going on show? 19, 20? How you're losing your place to a kid who sues after he scores his best goal ever. His idol is still Ronaldo at his big age, but it's fine, it's fine. How are you losing your place? How are you losing your place to Garnacho, man? Garnacho's phenomenal, but come on, man. You're an adult, Rashford. You're a grown man. This should be your team, but you come on for the last, 10 minutes, and you just did nothing. Nothing against a slow, depleted Chelsea team. You've got a 37, 39, whatever it is, old Chelsea Silver, and you can't sprint down the middle, run past him, man. Come on. You have so much pace in you. You have everything, but you just are so inconsistent, Rashford. And I really don't see how Rashford gets back into this team. I do not see it. We have got Bournemouth, I believe, on the weekend. And then obviously we've got Bayern Munich next week. But if Rashford starts against Bournemouth, Ten Hag, what was the point of dropping him? Because you need Anthony and Garnacho to start again. Because them two were exceptional. Genuinely, the only way Rashford can play is if he plays up top. The only way. Because the two wingers have been brilliant that game. And Anthony, although he hasn't scored, he hasn't assisted many this season. If he's even scored or assisted one, I can't remember, to be honest. But he just plays well. He was linking up with Delo pretty good. But Rashford just can't get back into the team. Not anytime soon. He needs a couple good performances off the bench. And then he can come back in the team. But yeah, I just don't see how. But also, the last point, Bruno Miguel Borges Fernandes. The man is unbelievable. I know he missed the penalty. Stop with this flipping jump, Bruno. Just knock the ball into the net, my bro. Sanchez, a good save, to be fair, because he waited for Bruno to shoot, and he just guessed it. I need to stop seeing this jump from Bruno. Come on, it was cool the first, 15 times you did it, because you scored him. But I don't want to see any more. Can you just score him, please, next time? But it doesn't matter anyway, because he was brilliant. He just links everything together. The one thing I just don't want is what happened to Tottenham with Maddison. If Bruno ever gets injured, I think he's only ever missed 1 or 2 games for United with injury. We are truly finished. If Bruno ever gets injured, we pray to Lord, we pray he never gets injured because we're finished. We're finished. We saw Tottenham when they lose their 10, when they lose their creative man. It's over. It's over. Tottenham performances have been all right, but they just look so much worse attacking-wise. Bruno, if you ever get injured, we're finished. We are absolutely finished. Who would genuinely play that role? Genuinely. You could say Eriksen. Eriksen's injured, I believe. Mount, injured. Who would actually play in the number 10 role for United? No one. We would truly be finished. But we do not speak them things into existence because we hope they do not happen. But anyway, boys and girls and everything in between. Appreciate you watching. If you got any comments, any questions, any queries, let me know. Drop them down below and I will respond. Peace out.